Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
She is the Vice President of Community Impact and Investment Food Bank for New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Dr. Camesha Grand. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Good morning. How are you today?
I am good. I am well. Thank you. I feel good. I'm excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to talking about the work that we're doing at Food Bank for New York City and our partnership.
Let's talk about it. What does the food bank do?
So Food Bank for New York City, we are the largest hunger relief organization in New York City. We serve 1.2 million New Yorkers every year who struggle to afford enough food. So simply put, we have 800 organizations across the city that provide free food to anybody in need. All you need to do is just get online and you attest to need just by being there.
I was blown away when I went, last year in Harlem because, not only, like you said, not only do y'all have a line of people that y'all serve hot meals to, you actually provide groceries.
We absolutely do, Charlamagne. And thank you for coming out and doing that visit. Groceries are so important because they allow families to cook at home. And that's where we want people to eat. We want them to be in their kitchens, over their tables with their families, eating together, loving on one another. And so it's really important for us that we're not only providing that individual who shows up on the line with that grocery bag, but in that bag, there's enough food for their entire family to last over a number of days.
How long has the food bank been around?
Wow, we've been in existence for 40 years. We celebrated 40 years this year. And in that time, we've done free meals for every year since our existence. And so we're going to continue to do that work.
How did you get into that work? Like, how did you get into that form of service?
So I've been with the Food Bank for 10 years now, and for me, it's personal. I grew up in NYC housing. We were on food stamps. My mom was a single mom, and she worked really hard to make sure we had what we needed. And so for me, it's very personal, and it's my passion, and I want to make sure that I can give back the same way that when we needed help, we were able to get that help. So
you always had an interest in like hunger relief and food security prior to even being with the food bank?
Yeah, my interest and passion is about service, right? And so for me, it's service and being able to serve wherever that is needed. My background is in social work, and so my heart is really into serving and making sure that everyone has exactly what they need. And so through the Food Bank for New York City, I'm allowed and able to do that through food.
How does the food bank get its food? How do they get their resources? Is it the government program or is it all independent?
It's a combination of both, right? And so we work with New York State, New York City, private donors. And so every dollar helps and affords us to be able to do the work that we do. It's really important for us that we're able to get donations, and every dollar that we get allows us to buy 5 meals for somebody who's hungry. And so it's
every dollar, 5 meals?
Every dollar, 5 meals. And so no amount is too small, right? There's no donation that's too small. We encourage anybody who's willing to support our mission to come on and help us out, because any amount can actually make a great impact.
How have hunger and like food issues changed for better or worse since working there?
I think the pandemic, as we all, saw and witnessed, really made more people end up on our lines. A lot of people lost their jobs during the pandemic and are still reeling from the impact. And so loss of work, I think coupled with increased cost of living, rent increases. So a lot of the families that we work with, they're making really tough choices. Should I pay rent or should I buy food? Seniors are looking at medication costs. They're like, can I get my medication today or should I eat? And so we know that our families are making really tough decisions every day.
Correct me if I'm wrong in this, but it feels like organizations like the food bank, like they're the ones that should be getting all of the funding, right? Like if like these elected officials can't figure out how to, put food on people's plates, just give the resources, meaning the money, to the people who are already doing it so y'all can just continue to do what y'all do.
Yeah, and thankfully we are getting a lot of resources and support in our work. We know our constituents and their needs, and so that's a really important factor. We want to make sure that we can meet them where they are. It's not just food, right? Anybody can help to, give people just food, but we want to make sure they're getting the types of foods that they want. We want to make sure that the food is nutritious. So we give a large percentage of produce, fresh produce, because it's super expensive to buy in the supermarket. We want to make sure that there's culturally relevant food. And so we know that New York City is a melting pot. And so we want to ensure that not only are people getting a meal, but that they're getting the types of foods that really work for themselves and their families.
So I was going to ask, when people need food, how does it work? Do they have to write you a letter? Can they just come online? How many times can they come online per week? How does that work? Because, it's, the sad thing about it is back in the day people might look down on it, so they might not want to go online and be seen online. So how does that work with the food bank?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, MV. I mean, the first word that comes to mind for me and for Food Bank for New York City is dignity, and we serve with dignity. And so you attest to need by just showing up. When you show up on any one of the lines of our over 800 pantries across the city, you're not going to be asked a bunch of questions, right? You are going to get what you need. There are two questions that we want to know: how many people are in your household? One, because we want to give you enough food to serve your entire household, right? And so just some basic information. And if you don't want to give us your name, you don't even have to do that. And so it really is using discretion to ensure that when people come, they get what they need and they feel good about coming back, because that's what's most important. Now,
you mentioned food. Is it outside of food as well? Is it toilet paper? Is it, feminine products, things like that as well, or no?
Yes, absolutely. And so those items, and thank you for asking that, are really important for people who are food insecure. One, because you cannot buy those non-food items with your SNAP benefit. And SNAP, as you know, I'm sure, is previously known as food stamps. And so it's really important for us to be able to have those non-food items, including baby items and diapers. Many of our families have small children in their homes, and so you can go to any one of our pantries and also be able to receive those items as well. And additionally, we also at Food Bank for New York City, our goal is to ensure that we're helping the whole person. And so we have the food, but we also can assess your needs for SNAP, your eligibility for SNAP, and make sure that you are connected to that benefit, because SNAP is the leading benefit that allows anyone who's food insecure to shop in a supermarket. And that's where we want people, not on pantry lines. We want them in the supermarket. And so you can go into any one of our pantries and they can actually work to ensure that if you are eligible, that you can get connected to SNAP.
The food bank has been around for you said 40 years, and I've been doing radio for 20 years, and I remember partnerships and hearing about the food bank a lot early on. And then it kind of slowed down a little bit, and you didn't hear about it as much. Was it because of the funding? Was it because of COVID? What was the reason why? Because it seemed like it slowed down, and I'm starting to hear it more and more and more now.
Yeah, we've been doing this work. We've been steady unfortunately, for the past 40 years. And I think, just as you said, the increase and the influx really tied to the pandemic and also tied to the migrant crisis, right? And just to really, underscore.
And I'll ask that after. Can migrants go as well?
Yes. Anybody can go.
Just don't let them cut the line.
Yes.
Over people.
Anybody.
That's from here.
Anybody can go.
That's gonna be World War III if you do that.
Yeah, our organizations have a very fair process, and so they are very intentional. They form, and you've seen our line, Charlamagne. You've been out, and so they form the lines and just make sure that everyone is there. They're getting what they need. You can get water while you're waiting in line. Again, it's about dignity. It's about service. It's about people feeling comfortable and knowing that this service is here for you. And we want to make sure that you understand that, and if you need it again, that you feel good to come back.
And what are we doing? Because, I saw the work that the food bank was doing, man, and I feel like that's one of the biggest things, that people that just want. They're trying to keep food on their table. So, y'all are doing that. So I want to help, amplify that as much as I can. So what are we doing?
We are working together, Charlamagne.
Right.
We are so excited for this partnership. As you just stated, you have seen what we do, and you have come on board to be one of our ambassadors, and we are so excited to have you. Your platform is one that will help us to elevate the voices are really around this issue. And so we're really grateful to have you as a partner. We're going to put you to work now. So get ready.
Let's do it.
Get ready. But we want to make sure that we can keep the word out there about the need in our city around food insecurity. And we want to make sure that as many people who want to get involved, as many celebrities, as many just everyday people walking around who want to get involved know how they can do that.
And Keenan Thompson is one of the ambassadors as well, right?
Absolutely. Keenan is our ambassador as well. So you guys will be working together. And as I said, we're going to keep you busy. So we hope you're up for it.
Let's do it. I mean, I'm all about keeping food on people's tables, keeping food in people's stomachs, man. Because every time you have conversations with everyday working class people, all they care about is upward mobility. And it's the basic necessities, right? Keeping a roof over their head, keeping food on their plate. So y'all do a great job of doing that. So I'm very happy to be a part of what y'all doing.
We're so excited. Excited to have you on board.
How can people get involved? If they want to get involved, how can they help? How can they donate? How can they volunteer? How can they?
Great question, and I would say the first thing you want to do is go to our website. So www.foodbanknyc.org. On our website, you can actually find ways to donate. You can find ways to volunteer and to get involved in the fight and really elevate your voice using our advocacy platforms. And so that is really, those are the 3 key ways that anyone who is interested in helping can join the fight.
And I think the donation part is, great because, like you said, anybody can help. $1 can provide 5 meals to people. Like, come on, go donate $1 right now. Like that costs you nothing.
Right now, absolutely.
All right. Well, we appreciate you for joining us again. That's Dr. Camesha Grant, and give them the website one more time.
www.foodbanknyc.org.
All right. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Thank you.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.